Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I do want to speak about this operation that Barcelona are trying to do with Luis Díaz. Now, first things first, I want to talk about two different conversations very quick before we talk about the Luis Díaz operation. Tomorrow is going to be considered as the Lamine Yamal day. He's going to be signing his contract renewal, and they're also going to be showing that Lamine Yamal is the brand new number 10 for the next season. It's going to be a huge moment. I believe that Lamine Yamal does deserve it, and this is especially good news for FC Barcelona and its fans because Lamine Yamal is a special player. He is a generational player, a player who can reach the top of world football, and the fact that he only wants to represent this club and sign a renewal, it is very good news. Outside of that, it has also been confirmed that Barcelona have finalized the renewal of 3 La Masia players, which is Hansi Flick, who is a midfielder and also a false 9. We also signed the renewal of Alejandro Pastor, who is a right winger, and the defender Adrián Cuadrado. So all in all, the general consensus is this: Barcelona is locking down the future. They're letting their top priorities be what Barcelona have produced through La Masia, and that is very, very good news. I know that there's a lot of pessimism going on, a lot of people stating that they want Deco out. I don't understand that. I don't understand why many people are trying to say that Deco is doing a horrendous job. I mean, like, you guys are more than welcome to say that, you know, Barcelona should have persevered and tried to sign Nico Williams, even potentially overpay for Nico Williams, but Deco is not like that. Deco did not lose on the signing of Nico Williams. Nico himself just stated that I do not want to come to FC Barcelona because I want full guarantees. This is something that is out of the control of Deco, and Deco cannot do what all of us saw under the Bartomeu era, which is to overstretch FC Barcelona, to be desperate for these players and overpay for these players. Deco does not maneuver in that way, and so this is going to be one of the reasons why we're going to be talking about Luis Díaz, because I want to clarify on some things. Barcelona still want Luis Díaz, and this is one of the reasons why, once again, why many are saying that they want Deco out already, even though he has done a tremendous job on looking for great youngsters, negotiating for the renewals, making sure that all youngsters do stay at the club. This operation, though, of Luis Díaz does confuse a lot of people, and let me explain why. Bayern earlier submitted an official offer to Liverpool for Luis Díaz that is worth 67.5 million euros. This was immediately rejected. Liverpool are stating that they value the player at more than 100 million euros, and they have also confirmed that they have no plans to sell. But Luis Díaz clearly and has made it very clear that he does want to leave. Luis Díaz is also very much wanted by Deco, and more round of talks will take place very soon, and this is according to Fabrizio Romano. Now, here's the thing. I know that what does not make sense is, why would Barcelona still try to go for Luis Díaz even though we have just seen Bayern Munich's bid of 65.7 million euros get rejected, and they value Luis Díaz at 100 million euros or more? Why would Barcelona even bother? This makes no sense, unless is Barcelona trying to sign Luis Díaz and offer more than 100 million euros? Like, what is going on here? Now, I believe the reason why, it's all about timing, right? I believe the reason why Liverpool immediately rejected the 65 million euro bid by Bayern Munich is because Liverpool are currently in a position where they don't have an alternative if Luis Díaz does leave, meaning they want to see a new player come in first to their squad before they even start to negotiate about Luis Díaz. For example, a few hours ago, it was also stated that Liverpool are set to enter the race for Rodrygo, which is one of the players that Real Madrid do have, and Arne Slot, who is the coach of Liverpool, likes the player a lot. Once again, this is the reason why Liverpool immediately rejected the first bid of Luis Díaz, because they're like, oh my god, no, like, if we let go of Luis Díaz now, like, at least let's find some security on finding a replacement. Let's find more attackers because we're losing too many attackers. We have already lost Trent. Of course, Jota, RIP, is no longer with us anymore. If we let go of Luis Díaz for 67.5 million euros, like, who are we going to be signing after? We need guarantees. We need to sign a player first, and that is why Liverpool are looking at Rodrygo, and they want to bring in Rodrygo first, and then say, okay, now let's negotiate for Luis Díaz, because we did not even want to hear about any proposals for Luis Díaz because we had no backups in the first place. So we have to look at that operation first. Liverpool must sign Rodrygo and then see how everything does play out from there, because I think that after that, Liverpool would be much more willing to negotiate. And once again, it's going to be a battle between Bayern Munich and FC Barcelona, and I believe that Bayern and FC Barcelona are going to be approaching with the exact same bid, which is going to be around 65 to 67 million euros. Barcelona will not overpay, I promise you that. They're not going to pay more than 100 million euros for the player. I don't understand why many are trying to say that, oh yeah, Deco wants to overpay, etc., etc. No. Have you seen Barcelona overpay for any player in the past year since Deco took charge? No. That is because Barcelona is well run. We're not going to be overcharged, and ultimately Barcelona will try. And if it does not end up working out, if Liverpool still have the audacity to say give us 90 to 95 million euros for Luis Díaz, then obviously Barcelona will not pay for him, and they'll go for Marcus Rashford. Now, outside of that, what is the sporting reason why Barcelona wants Luis Díaz? Now look, I'm very much satisfied with Barcelona's attack. Rafinia scored 34 goals and assisted 22 times in the 2024-2025 season. We even had Ferran Torres, who was amazing. Lewandowski scored a lot of goals, one of his best seasons yet in the past 5 years. However, Hansi Flick and Deco came to one conclusion. They want to add more depth and more quality. For example, look at what happened in late April. Lewandowski strained his hamstring, and we had to rely on Rafinia, Ferran Torres, and Lamine Yamal, and especially in that final victory against Real Madrid for the Copa del Rey. And we also had to rely on that exact same attack in the Champions League semi-final ties against Inter Milan within a span of 10 days, and Lewandowski was not there. He was a very important player for us at that time. And outside of that, outside of Ferran Torres, Rafinia, and Lamine Yamal, we had no other real alternatives. So it was just them. But we needed two things: a better solution to Ferran Torres, Rafinia, and Lamine Yamal, and also better depth players outside of Ferran Torres, Rafinia, and Lamine Yamal. Obviously, this is the reason why Barcelona are looking at attackers right now. So look, one injury, bro. One injury basically ruined the whole thing, and Hansi Flick had to re-strategize what he had to do in the most crucial part of the season. And that is something that could easily happen again in the next season, knowing that Lewandowski will be 37 years old. And so Barcelona must be prepared. And Hansi Flick and Deco, they know that. Even though they have seen Rafinha have the best season of his career, what happens if Rafinha gets injured? Like, what's going to happen next? Who is going to be our alternative? Barcelona will get hurt. So firepower and strong solutions and alternatives is needed if we really want to go for all trophies in the next season. And so we do need a versatile attacker, somebody who can play on all fronts, but primarily a left winger. And once again, that is why they're looking at Luis Díaz. What would that mean for Rafinha? Well, Hansi Flick has one huge plan. He wants Rafinha in the number 10 position with a brand new left winger on the left. Originally, it was supposed to be Nico Williams, but because he is so fake, because he is so emotional about his decisions, he stayed at Athletic Club. A front four of Luis Díaz on the left, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal on the right, and Lewandowski up top would feed generations. If we want to give Lewandowski rest, great. Lewandowski can sit out, place Luis Díaz on the number 9 position, move Rafinha to the left wing position, and have Dani Olmo on the number 10 position. You see how like it creates much more solutions, alternatives, better sustainability. Over the past 5 years, Luis Díaz has slowly became much more of a central player, somebody who can score a lot of goals inside the box, which is going to be one of the ways Hansi Flick is going to approach his attack by placing Diaz as a number 9. He finds goals much more centrally compared to before. He's also super ready, and we have seen this in the Premier League before. He is always able to receive line-breaking passes under pressure, receive the ball, and maneuver his way through 1 to 2 players and find those goals. When Pedri makes those fast line-breaking passes through the defense, Luis Díaz will be ready, and his control is amazing. Luis Díaz scored 17 goals in all competitions in the last season, which is the best season of his career. So he's coming off a very hot moment, and I believe that Arne Slot has coached this player correctly. He is taking fewer shots per game, but every time he does take those shots, he is much closer to goal, and that is because of two reasons. Because of his main position, which was the number 9 last season, and point number 2, he does take a little more time to make sure he is the most composed when he's about to take the shot, because he does want quality in his shots, and his conversion rate is improving. Luis Díaz is also a player that when he plays on the left wing position, he's very comfortable on dropping deep and to link up with a central attacking midfielder or a central defensive midfielder. Can you imagine those type of counterattacks that Barcelona can create with Luis Díaz and Rafinha up top? It's going to be insane because of their pace, because of their willingness to look for those open spaces. I cannot believe that just like that, there is a potential of Luis Díaz going up against Trent Alexander-Arnold, who is his former teammate at Liverpool. It's insane. It's going to be interesting. Luis Díaz is a player that brings the explosiveness and the kind of explosiveness that Barcelona are looking for against more compact defenses, because not only is Luis Díaz great at attacking open spaces, but he's also good at running through very tight spaces because his dribbling power is immense, much better than Rafinha. When Barcelona have to face against those teams like Leganés or Las Palmas, Luis Díaz is your weapon. So he's much more versatile, right? He can be comfortable hugging the touchline on the left, or at the same time go in central and create or receive the ball through line-breaking passes. So let me know in the comment sections down below, would you welcome Luis Díaz for 60 to 65 to maybe even at the very most 67 million euros in this summer? If so, what would be your sporting plan for Luis Díaz? Where would you place him? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.